long as I can remember, I've had an almost morbid fascination with anything and everything paranormal, especially those things that venture into the darkest recesses of our primal fears and spark the thoughts that for most would be the stuff of nightmares. In 2007, this fascination, along with some unexplainable experiences, led me to start a paranormal research team known today as Everyday Legacy Paranormal. Then in 2011, a road trip led myself and a close friend into the darkest places we had ever been. That was the beginning of Road Trip Paranormal. Now, while still active with them, I no longer lead either of those teams, but the people that make them up are the best friends a guy like me could ask for. Myself, along with Jason, Leo, Roth, Max, and Michelle are reaching out to share our passions for everything odd, fringe, and paranormal with the world. We are Cryptic Heartland.
And welcome back to the Cryptic Heartland show, where everything is fair game, nothing's off the table, and we're not afraid to poke the bear. We got a few old bears back tonight that we haven't had in a while, one especially. Hi, Mama Bear.
Hey, glad to be back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, good to be here.
Yes, sir. Well, this is episode number
I have no idea.
43. 43. And before we begin, make sure you click that like button down below on this episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell everybody.
Tell your boss. Tell everybody.
Yeah, hide your kids. Make sure you tell everybody that about this episode of the show, and let's get this party started.
And don't forget to tip your bartenders.
Yes.
We have bartenders?
Every time I say that, people at home need to have a shot.
Bartender.
It's gonna go
Tip
wild.
bartender.
It's gonna go
Tip your
crazy.
bartender. Hey, tip your bartender. Tip your bartender.
Bartenders.
Anywho.
Then they'll be passed out and can't watch the show.
Perfect.
So what's new?
So you hit like, subscribe before. What's new?
What's new?
Shit, I don't know, dude. What's not new? What hasn't changed?
Just busy all the time.
Yep. We're busy. Got busy stuff coming up for the paranormal teams and the public investigations. The tours are probably going on again.
Sometime.
Yep.
That
ones.
not. Yeah, we're advertising ghost tours for Wichita for private tours until October. Then we're gonna
do public more stuff.
Then we're gonna do the bus tours and
Yep.
stuff like that. Kind of easier that way. I think we just kind of hit that level this year. It's kind of been a crazy year for everybody from the end of last year going into this year. We've been busier than crap this year already.
Yep.
3 sold out Dodge City public events. Pretty exciting. You guys looked at all that excitement. Now you're like just sitting there.
Rose is crashing. Finally.
Are we on? Oh, we're on?
Yeah.
Man, what's up, everybody? I thought
Yeah.
I only got to come on when
He's not
a
even
question was answered. So
Or
man,
asked.
or asked, yeah.
It's the beginning of the show. Everyone's got to be on at the beginning of the show.
We're all on.
Are we on?
Just let me do my
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Chill out. Let me do my thing.
Want to say thank
Don't
you.
tell me how to do my job.
Want to say thank you.
Glad to have you guys back.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking. Want to say thank you to Dan, Roth, and Jake last week for running the show without all the veterans, we'll say, because we were all had things going on for us. We had town issues, or not issues, but just out of town, and we were just all over the map. And they were man enough to handle the show without us. And thank you guys. You guys did awesome.
Welcome.
Thank
Yep.
you. Thank you. We couldn't have done it with all of your guys' training.
Hey, I didn't train you to knock over the camera in the very beginning, so that was on you, buddy.
That's true.
So, yeah. Other than that, for once, it's actually a hot freaking day in Kansas, man. Up to 80s, and I'm dying in studio here because it's trickling in, but we'll be good. Doesn't help we're under 1,000 lights here, but gotta have the show, right?
That's right.
So, Jason, what's up with you, sir?
We have. I'll just get down to it. We've been announcing a very special event that's coming up.
Rose coming out party again?
Yes.
I think we're kind of
he came out of the closet
been a couple weeks ago.
someone's house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was his house.
Yeah.
I got scared the first time.
Yeah.
We ran back in.
So we're gonna
But,
have a big thing online where it's gonna be streamers and glitter for you and penis cake.
Wow!
Thing, man. Yeah, don't worry. We got
Man.
you covered, bro.
Man.
We got you covered.
You guys go away for 1 week and this happens.
In case you didn't know, the marriage is a cover-up. So
They used to call those marriage inconvenience.
is that what they are?
Yeah, marriage
Oh. All right, we're poking the bear tonight. Let's next question.
Yeah.
It's too much fun.
It is, isn't it? It's too easy sometimes.
Let's see. Let's start off with
Sorry.
July 27th and 28th. We're going to be doing back-to-back investigations, public events out in Oberlin. Tickets about ready to go on sale for that.
Yep.
Proceeds all go to the museum, the Last Indian Raid Museum.
That's the Decatur County.
Decatur County Last Indian Raid Museum.
So people look for it. It's a long name. It's a mouthful. You're used to that, Ruth. But
I
yeah,
could have gone somewhere with that, but I'm not going to.
I did. Anyways, yeah, but no, that's where you. That's where
Yes,
you,
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we'll have links on all of our pages: the Cryptic Heartland page, the Road Trip Paranormal page,
Yep.
and also the ELP page. Make sure soon when tickets go on sale.
Very soon. They're working up the details and everything.
Yep.
Charlene has a new assistant there at the museum that
Awesome.
she's getting up to speed on everything. So when the phone calls start rolling in,
Yep.
it'll be good to go.
Yep, it'll
They're
be 2 separate nights, not together.
Right.
Not a 2-nighter. It'll be one investigation one night for one group, and then
Yep.
so on.
Yep. I think they're kind of she's talking about it. I don't know how they're going to do it. There could be like a special deal for them. If people want to buy
Oh,
both nights, they get a kind of a discount on the ticket sale.
awesome.
So in case they are in town and want to do it, and everything.
Very
like
cool.
That. So,
Yeah, it's one you
Not
don't want
bad.
to miss. There's 15 buildings of fun and adventure, and
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to come across. We had quite the adventure last time we were out there.
yes,
and
we did.
The public loved it, so don't miss out.
And Charlene and Lisa, they dive right into it and help us out all night.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Kind of watching Charlene. She broke out her dowsing rods.
Yep.
And before then I never really got into it
Yeah.
until watching her. Done it once before myself, but since then, I've bought my own pair of dowsing rods, and it's worked pretty well at the depot.
Yeah.
So
Have you
it's-
ever gotten yours to dance?
You got to be
up
careful
and
with
down,
that
like-
because the ones
I
she
know
had,
she was doing that.
they were long.
longer.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta
I've got
be careful with those. They're easily to manipulate.
yeah.
But I'm
I
not
know.
saying that's what she was doing. I'm just
No.
saying the fact you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and you have to practice with it and learn how to just stay steady with it. But
Yeah, and she has years of practice with it because she actually uses them. I don't know if I'm telling them this, but I'm going to say it anyways. She actually goes out and locates graves,
yeah,
and that's what they're usually that's what they're intended for originally.
because they're
Yeah.
out in Oberlin. What they say, I think there's 22 cemeteries out and about in the area.
Wow.
So there's a lot, and they've had to actually do a lot of documenting. They go the museum and a lot of board staff. They go out and they find the graves that are missing and try to locate where people are, because there's still a lot of headstones that are, over the years either missing or vandalized and stuff like that. So they go out and try to find the graves.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's right there where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, she's good at it. She's done it for quite a few years, and she's a history buff. She knows that whole city inside and out, and can tell you things that some of the people that lived there all their lives like, really? I didn't know that. I'm like, hey, talk to Charlene. She's
And
the
that's
one
a
that's been
big
telling us.
part of the night too. Is
Yeah,
you can always go to her and get
yeah,
all the information.
yeah,
I
definitely.
always find myself like reading artifacts and stuff like that, not
Yeah.
doing what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm too busy like looking at the museum and stuff like that. Because they're always changing it. It's always something
Yeah,
different.
that is one thing.
I'm kind of
Noticed.
excited to see because they were going to be moving all the war
Civil War
artifacts
stuff, or-
and stuff, moving it inside the main museum. I can't remember.
They were
but-
building a gun cage or gun display at one point, but then
Yeah.
they moved everything out to that one location. So I
Yeah,
don't
to
know
the
what they're doing.
annex,
Yeah,
yeah.
right across the way. So it'll be fun because Dan, you never been there yet
I
with
have
us,
not
and you're
done
gonna.
that.
It's pretty good, pretty cool. find yourself gazing, stargazing too, and it's like, wow, this is cool.
And the dolls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They've got their own. They have multiple little Annabelle dolls.
Yeah,
Really?
Raggedy Ann's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some is still in a box, still
Yeah.
in the, like original packaging and stuff, just staring at you.
Got the creepy ones with not Raggedy Ann, but the creepy dolls that have the little eyes that open and close. I'm always trying to get them
Yeah.
to move and open their eyes. And people are like, no, don't do that. I'm like, no, that's it. You're gonna get the whole show with me if you're gonna come out because I want to get that going. So I love that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and that's the same area that Paula had her experience.
Yeah, definitely.
She had quite the experience in there. She had I think 2 other people saw it too. The flash of light.
I saw something different on different rotation. But go ahead. Yeah. Same
Yeah,
area.
she was talking about because they had a lot of dresses set up there, a lot of antique dresses, and Paula just made the comment, hey, I'm gonna come over there and try one of those on. Do you mind? And she looked up, and there was like an orange face that was just like lit up and like shined right at her, looking right at her. She said, just this illuminating orange head.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
she had-
not
she had-
creepy at all.
I know.
Well,
the
she
fact
had a
that it's
bunch of
orange.
women with her too,
Yeah.
and they all felt the cold, and they just all ran right. She
Yeah.
had them all around her.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole building was a little weird. We had the flashlight working for us, the on and off in there. We had a couple other things going on.
I actually had the flashlight in the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
went
Yeah.
From one end of the table and spun
Oh,
off
that's right,
the
it
other
rolled
end
off.
Yeah.
of the table. And it happened when one of the guests went over and said she was going to actually touch one of the military outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And when she got within a foot from it, it flew
Crazy.
off. Yeah.
Remember that.
And then you called for break, and I think everybody they were like, okay.
Not to mention
Perfect timing.
Not to
Yeah.
mention the infamous depot where we have it on camera and it's on the web. No, it's on the website yet. Our website. We presented to them the first time you guys had the experience with the flashlights
It's
working on and off.
and it's not the Dodge Depot. This is they're in Oberlin on the
right.
museum. It's a very tiny depot, but you need to see it. Jeremiah.
I've yet to get to go there. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to change that this year.
Yeah.
It sounds like a place I need to visit. So
Yeah, in the depot, the last one of the rotations I was in, were you with me?
No, she was with me, I think. Weren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
we were together.
because I lost my.
I don't remember who I
That's
was
right.
with. I think I had my own team. I think I had my own
I
group.
think we had our own people. Yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, we did. There was like 5 teams.
Well, you might have came in because another team came in while we were in the depot.
Well, I don't remember. I had this. Oh God, she was falling asleep. It was this little old lady that was falling asleep in the
Oh,
group.
you're talking
She-
about
Michelle?
no.
I'm talking about the English woman.
Yes,
I
yes.
love her. I can't remember her name. She was at our reveal for the public
Yes,
event, and
yes.
she's not coming back when you guys come back.
She
Yeah,
so she
she's
was in my
awesome.
group over at the depot,
Mhm.
and we had the K2 and a millimeter over by the chair, past the ticket booth,
Mhm.
and she was kind of falling asleep. So I was just like, let's get a little interactive here. It was like 1 a.m, so she was
Yeah.
like she was beat already. So I got her to stand up, and she's holding the rod, the dowsing rods. And we're standing on the other side of the. She's like 80-some years old. Watch your mouth. Man.
Young, she's young.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how she.
Anyway,
But
sorry.
she. We were hearing what sounded like moving around in the depot, and when we asked, hey, if this is the little boy, can you tell us where you're at? And as she's standing pointing at the door with the dowsing rods, they turned and went right toward the chair. As soon as that happened, the K2 went off, and the chair actually moved.
Wow.
You could actually see and hear it go,
Yeah.
just slide.
That's awesome.
wow,
It
that's
was
cool.
it was pretty
To
incredible.
get an actual chair to move, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it startled everybody because they all heard it with their own ears.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I was watching the dowsing rod, so I went and I looked right at it, and you could see movement. Just it was
Wow,
amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was one of the probably the most
It was.
next to being in the actual inside museum part.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever got the
Yeah.
flashlights to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you were there out there with us when we were doing the very end too. Remember the flashlights?
Yeah, and then
Lisa was
I had
talking
the
to
voice box, and they said the name of the boy, Jonathan. and then somebody, that's
Your
mine.
Yeah.
phone's going
Yeah.
off.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, sorry about that. I thought I had it silent, but I don't. Oh,
It can be picked up by the radio.
I am sorry. I
No,
apologize.
It's okay.
you're fine.
You're
I was
back.
just, I was
back.
just making sure of where it was coming from because I do hear
Yeah,
stuff on
come on,
occasion
you
This
know.
that
is our
shouldn't
first
be
show
there.
back.
Yeah, you know, and I've got to get this stuff figured out.
We got a
again.
newbie here, so be careful. Newbie but oldie.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, talk about the flashlight
And
And
then
the voice box.
later, somebody confirmed the name of the little boy with their dowsing rods
was
too.
it Joseph?
Yeah.
Joseph?
Jonathan or
Joey
Joseph?
or Joseph? I want to say.
Started with a J.
Yeah.
I think so. But we had the thing I liked about it. I didn't realize at the time until after the fact. Of course, I had all the board members with me in my group, and I was like, ah, shoot. And here I was being me like always, which is
They
none of us
picked
did
you. They picked you. Remember? Cause,
Yeah,
'cause
you're right.
Charlene made
You're
us
right.
line up.
Yeah.
She was just like a school teacher. Well,
Yeah.
she is a school
She's
teacher.
a former school teacher. Yeah.
Lined us up, and she said, "All right, everybody, you line up in front of an investigator, and this is your team." And she
Yeah.
just took charge. It was
Which
awesome.
thing,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It was awesome because I hate breaking people.
Oh.
I did
groups
too.
up. I
But yeah,
hate
but
that.
no, they got to witness. The little boy in the depot was reacting to Lisa, one of the main board members, and
Right.
Michelle was there for that part with the turning on and off of the flashlight. And he only responded to her, wouldn't respond to me. I tried, and she came up and so I backed away, let her do her thing. And she was just having a ball with it, and it was pretty cool to see. So he was answering us and a couple other things. So
It's a great place.
yeah, it's beautiful. Just
It was one of the for the events that we've been doing, since I've been with the team. It was one of the most what's an easy way to explain this, with the most activity that I've ever been to in such a big area. It just seemed like wherever you went, everybody was having something that was going on.
Yeah, even all the guests and everything were having.
Yeah.
They were,
That's awesome.
because they stayed and stayed and stayed.
yeah.
And it wasn't just somebody heard a voice or it got cold, we had flashlights flying off of tables, chairs moving. It was awesome.
I gotta say that was
Voices,
probably
yeah.
sad to say. That was like the only thing that happened that night for us, for our group.
Was it?
Yeah, it was kind of dull for the most part on certain areas. The annex building was interesting.
Yeah, I like
There's
that.
a lot of stuff that was going on in there, but we had a lot of chatty Cathys in there. So
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it. With
as much as I try to keep them
Yeah.
quiet,
I think-
but
Weren't a couple different groups getting sick in the doctor's office? I heard that
I
people were
don't
coming out of there.
remember
I
that.
think with Paul, and they were saying they were
And
getting
then they were
nauseous.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah.
100%.
They
You're
were
right.
getting
I
nauseous
forgot about
back
that.
there.
But yeah.
Interesting.
That'd be crazy.
So yeah, so definitely, so don't miss out on the next opportunity of July 27th, July 28th. Come out there and investigate with us. We'll have equipment for you to use. We have, like I said, pretty awesome environment to investigate with. So
And the
stay
people
tuned.
of the town are nice.
Yeah,
They're-
oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's
oh, it's
They
fantastic.
embrace the whole paranormal.
What else we got coming up?
Yep.
Gee, let's see. We're still working on Wilson, picking a date for that, which we need to talk about. Finally got that
Squared away.
squared away. Roth he takes full charge of Wilson, which I'm more than happy to. But then we also have Nest City, the bank building. We're going to be doing that again in October. No date set yet, but
Yeah.
they want to do it in October at least.
Yep.
They
Are they still trying to do a Halloween thing? Or do
that
you-
was kind of my idea that I kind of thought would be kind of fun, and I want to see if any of the group would actually do it too.
I think we should go as the Ghostbusters.
To actually have guests dress up in Halloween costumes and we investigate all night.
That'd be awesome.
That- wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
You know?
That would be fun.
No props or
Yeah.
anything like that, but just set it up as a Halloween theme type thing, you know?
Because we all
Could be
have the
interesting.
height, the size for that whole deal.
We do.
I-
Dan Aykroyd,
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Rick Moranis.
I'll wear I'll wear
The one with
my
the
black
glasses.
glasses and everything. Yeah, I got my Slimer buddy here.
Are you the gatekeeper? I'm the keymaster. Start practicing. Start practicing. Anywho,
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
fun.
we got Slimer right in front of you. So
Yep.
we're ready.
Yep. I could just wear that.
We're ready.
Wear that around.
All we need
Yeah.
is some coveralls and some PVC
I already-
pipe. We
I
need to
actually-
get with your dad.
I actually
Backpack
already
and some
have.
PVC pipe.
I already have my Ghostbusters jumpsuits. I've never worn it, but I do
Sure
have
you
it.
haven't.
I have it. I have it.
Let's ask Nicole.
No, because we missed out on a Halloween costume party, and we bought, our attire and stuff, and then she got sick, and we couldn't go. But I still have it.
That's
Still have
awesome.
it's kind of I went for the smallest jumpsuit I could find, but I still think it's gonna be
Kid
like
size.
I'm gonna be like stuffing it into the boots and stuff like that. It's gonna be like down to here.
That's gonna be
But-
awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that would be kind of a cool draw.
That would be fun.
I mean, for the bank building itself, how it looks, especially at night,
Looks like the.
it just looks
Yeah.
like I mean, it looks like a haunted house. You
Yeah,
know? It really does.
yeah.
No pun intended, I guess, but
Yeah.
since there
You
is
know, and
a lot
that
of
place
activity.
is the same. Every time we've done a deal there, even when we first went out and did the investigation to check it out, that place has always given us
Yeah.
results. Matter of fact, I think the last time I went, we had even an incident with a couple guests
Yeah.
down in
Yeah.
the basement
Yep.
that got the daylight
Yeah,
scared
he
out
keeps
of them.
reaching out to us and stuff.
Yeah. If you ever forgot, it's just we're trying to get some of the evidence together for it because there was some complications and some other outside things we can't.
Yeah. There's just some weird technical difficulties
Yeah.
with some of the equipment that was recording a lot of that, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So
It hasn't been the same since. So
yeah,
I think some of the places we go, I think they're
manipulating.
having its effect
Well,
on our equipment.
Didn't you guys have? I think you sent. I didn't get to go that one time, but you guys,
Oh, the camera.
the camera got tipped over.
Yeah.
Just
Really?
Yeah,
But
but
that was the time that I went, wasn't it?
No, it
No?
was only Jason, myself, Paul, and Michelle, I believe.
Yeah.
Isn't
We
that
all
what-
Yeah.
isn't that
we all
what-
Didn't-
That
That was the
was
second
time.
the falling down incident too.
Didn't something happen with one of the cameras?
Well, I'm okay.
At that night, I don't know about.
One of the well, I've only been there once.
Yeah, yeah. I know it didn't happen that night. It was the night that Michelle or Paula took a tumble, chasing something down the stairs. A staircase. She fell down the stairs. Yeah,
I
so that
remember
was-
that.
That was the
And
same.
I
that
could have
was-
swore something
yeah, that
happened
was
with the
same-
That was the
camera.
same night because I had just set the camera up in that hallway, shooting down the hallway, went to go upstairs, and then later on, after doing some evidence review, I noticed the camera sits there, and all of a sudden you can hear it,
Mhm.
boom,
Right.
on its side.
And that was the
Huh.
same
It was-
hallway that Paula heard the footsteps while she was running
Yeah.
downstairs.
If you go to the ELP Facebook page, and I'll post it eventually, I need to get some evidence together for our websites, but if you go to the actual trailer I made for the public investigation that happened after that, it's on there. So-
I like that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good, fun time making it.
Good.
And, yeah.
You need to do that for every
I know.
spot.
Yeah, I do. I should start doing that. I will.
So what else? What else?
So you got those two, 3, Dodge, Wilson.
Man,
or
I can't think of anything else.
what about May?
What about the?
I'm
the
just
new
kidding.
one?
I know you can.
So
Star Wars Day, come on.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah,
On
Star
May
Wars
4th, out in Dodge City is an auction that's going to be happening. What's it called?
What?
Um,
I don't know.
Boot Hill Museum.
Boots
Oh,
and
the
beer.
Boots and Beer
Boots and
auction.
Beer
I'm like, what are you talking
auction.
about?
The
Oh,
Boots and
gosh,
Beer
yeah.
auction on May 4th in Dodge City. They're going to have an auction that is going to have one of the big prizes is a package deal to investigate Boot Hill Museum with Road Trip Paranormal. It's going to be 20 people, 20 guests in that package deal. So if anybody bids it and then wins it, they have to fill that spot with 20 people, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that hard.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people are wanting to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause the thing is with that is there's no team has been able to get into Boot Hill to investigate at
Right.
all to this point, and we're gonna be one of the first teams to go in there.
Yep.
That is
Incredible.
huge.
Yeah,
That is
according-
huge.
According to Mike out there in Dodge City, hey Mike, Boot Hill Museum has denied every team across the country, has denied every TV show to go in there and film about anything like that
Right.
because Boot Hill has been kind of standoffish with the idea of the paranormal. But you know, things are going great with the depot, and there's not any backlash, and it's very popular, and we're doing a lot of fun things there with the depot. So therefore, you know, Boot Hill wanted to jump on board, and I'm more than happy to do so.
Yeah.
So May 4th, if you're out there in Dodge City, you have to be present in order to bid and win the tickets, the package. So.
So if you don't mind me asking, not to hope, why now? What has been the change? Do you know? I mean, I know
you
it's
don't
new.
even listen to
He
it.
just said it. He just said it.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
You gotta remember, Roth is
So-
he's fixated on that coming out party. He's thinking about what kind of presents am I gonna get? What kind
So,
of
yeah, it's because
goodies?
I just took him off the screen. It's
no, it's because of everything that we've been doing with the depot.
Not just
and
the
how-
depot. It's also
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Carnegie. We've
Carnegie.
got a couple other places there, but for sure the depot is
Yeah,
the big
so-
eye opener for them.
I love Dodge City. I love everybody that's out there. It's
Everybody.
yeah, why not? They've all been great to us.
Yeah,
They've
they
been
have.
They have.
they've all been great to us.
And the
From
history behind it itself is just fascinating, and the fact that there's so much going on down there. On top of that,
yeah, you got Mark at the distillery, Melissa at the tourism correlation. You've got Carl and his wife Cindy,
yeah,
Summer.
John, Summer.
yeah.
They've all really embraced us and just opened the door to us. And man, we haven't looked back.
Yeah.
It's been since 2010 or 11 since
Yeah.
we've been going out there.
yeah. You know,
He
you
said
guys,
already.
I started trying to get into Dodge City
Yeah.
because I mean that was my ultimate goal.
Right.
Almost from the time I started the team in 2007 was to get into Boot Hill.
You're right.
Yeah.
I started trying to get into Dodge City in 2008, and
Yeah.
by the time we were actually starting to get in there, that's when I had to step away and take a
Yeah.
break from the team for a while. But
Yeah.
it's just that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my third investigation was at Carnegie. No, my second investigation was with Carnegie in Dodge City. That was back in 2011, so it's hard to believe that's been that long.
Did you ever get to go to Carnegie? You went to Carnegie.
She went on the outside
Several times.
Several
of it.
times.
But you
Okay.
did the actual investigation. Yeah, you did. You were in the basement.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 or 3
Paul and I were
times we were
having,
at
Yeah,
Carnegie.
because I remember Paul.
That was
there,
one
I
of our
making
first
sure.
times
Yeah.
I investigated with you and Paul.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Last time we were ever there.
I lost it when the light went out. Remember that?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
flashing light.
Yeah, that.
God.
Last time we were there at Carnegie, though, last time we investigated, we had Larry with us.
Yeah.
Larry was joining us. And that was
He was-
his last big investigation that he did with us.
Yeah.
So before he passed away. So
Yep.
I always
So-
think about him every time we are in that area. So
Yeah.
I always think of him at Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. Wilson.
Wilson for sure, absolutely. Him running around. I think we lost him a few times.
Yeah.
Where I think I found you. Then I'm like, where's Larry?
He's supposed to be on the bottom floor. Come to find out, he's not on the bottom floor.
He went
Yeah,
outside.
was
He
out,
went
yeah.
upstairs. He was like,
That was awesome.
yeah, he was kid in the candy store in there. It
Yep.
was great.
For sure.
That I know we've got the banner and the ad for that. The Boots and Beer auction blasted all over Facebook, so I've posted it on
Instagram,
about
Twitter, it's all on there
yeah,
too. So
20 different pages.
Yeah.
So
You better act quick out there.
Yep.
It's gonna be. You have to be present, like Jason said, to order to win the package. You
Yeah.
know, and it's
Yeah.
one package deal, 20 tickets, 20 spots to investigate with us, and it's gonna be once in a lifetime chance for many people.
and
So-
and I gotta compliment Mike for being the voice between me
Yeah.
and Boot Hill, because I was sitting at work, supposed to be working. My phone wasn't ringing, so I was too busy texting Mike back and forth, about the details and everything like that. Next thing I know, he sent me the advertisement. Said they just created this. Is this good to go? And I'm like, looks great. Send it through. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just like that. We're all about ready to go to Boot Hill. So
Yep.
that's awesome.
it's something I could not pass down. I was
Yeah,
like, we're there.
That's like
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's beyond
It's
awesome,
huge.
is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So I'm
Definitely.
excited to get you all out there
Yeah.
and everything.
Yep.
You excited?
Oh, yeah.
Excited?
It's someplace new and exciting and
Yeah.
Yeah.
historical, and it's
yeah.
got all the right
Didn't you say Wyatt Earp's guns in there?
Right, one of his guns are
One of
on
his
display, and a couple other things too. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's quite a few artifacts in there that should probably hold a lot of energy. So I think, and yeah, I think it'll be fun to stir
gonna
up.
be good.
I know a couple places, just from personal experience out there, that I was able to capture some things, do my own thing, and it's pretty interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
I won't give away too much yet, but the curiosity.
Oh, and Terry and her daughter Bethany. I know Bethany said she was going to be watching tonight.
Cool.
They were last time they were out there with us. You know, the Adventurous Babes.
Yeah.
They had actually an incident. She had her and her mom Terry. They had their own incident over there
Yeah.
in the jail
Yeah.
on Boot Hill. So
Yep.
I'm excited because I've only toured it one time,
Yeah, you know.
and I was too much like a. I don't know. I was just looking at all the artifacts. I didn't pay attention to ghosts or
Yeah.
anything. I didn't want to. It didn't even cross my mind, to be
I
honest.
don't know, there's the one saloon where Bat Masterson's brother died after he was shot.
Mhm.
Is that one in, it's who, it's.
No, because I think we're
Yeah.
the original. You know, when you're coming in to Dodge, right before you drive and see Boot Hill Museum, there's all those stores in the brick. That is where the original Main Street front end used to be. They used to have Main Street on the other side of the street too, on the other side of the tracks. So they actually had two main streets, but there were
Yeah.
two main fronts.
Because even back in, I think,
Yeah.
the early as the 70s, maybe 80s, you could drive up to the storefronts. You couldn't. There's a parking lot there now. You
Yeah.
used to be able to park. It used to be like a main strip that White Earp went right in front of the storefronts.
Oh wow.
And there's reports down there that they see Ed Masterson, the one that died, I'm talking about. Supposedly they still see his ghost wandering in those storefronts.
Yeah.
I've never seen it personally, but I've been trying to
Well,
down there. But you never
yeah.
know.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know we're gonna be spending a lot more time in Dodge.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
a lot more time.
Yeah.
Crazy thing about Ed is that they lost his body.
Yeah. They had to move the grave.
They moved the grave and then they lost the body
Yeah.
of a very historical person.
So they may or may not have, when they moved the graveyards, they may have not taken his body. They might just move the headstones only, supposedly, if even that.
Yeah, so
that's
something
the
went
rumors.
wrong, you know. But
Yeah.
he's the first police officer in Dodge City history to die in the line of duty.
Yeah. Yep.
Trying to take control of a drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk died too, but you know,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yep.
He was a drunk. He may have deserved it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of legend to it, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to have us all be a part of it. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favorite places to investigate. We have
Yeah.
so much activity everywhere we go down there. It
Yeah.
seems like it's just people like you said are great, and just one of those towns that embraces us, like a couple other towns. But it makes it so much fun to go down there and visit.
Yeah, and I've talked to some of the a couple of the actors who do the reenactments of the gun shootout and all that, and they were saying how it gets really creepy in a lot of those
Mm-hmm.
parts of the museum.
Yeah,
Things
but-
will move. Things they'll hear stuff.
Yeah, I've been there at night when it's just because they put on the old Depot Theater. They used to be Boot Hill Museum. They used to do that
Uh-huh.
on the property
No kidding.
in the saloon area, if I remember right.
That's awesome.
And so I used to go to a couple shows down there because I used to date one of the actresses. And
Did you?
yeah, this is like high schoolish. Yeah. So she would I get to stay there after hours, and it takes on different shape after night.
Oh, I'm
after
sure.
hours when it's closed and there's nobody wandering around, and it's
Well, and then just
interesting.
looming up above it is the old City Hall building,
Yeah,
which is now the distillery,
the Boot Hill Distillery.
which
yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had to investigate that place one time before they made it distillery. We had
Yeah.
the opportunity to go in there and walk around and
Yeah.
tour it, and it was pretty interesting.
Thanks to Melissa, she gave us the key to go up there and check
Yeah.
it out. It was different seeing where the old
There
fire.
were all the rooms, I
Yeah.
mean, you just.
It was just a
all over.
maze.
Yeah.
It was.
It was fire station, city hall, jail,
Yeah.
police station.
Which Jason doesn't remember
city-
the jail cells at all.
I
Do you remember the jail
don't.
cells? When you walk up the stairs
don't.
to the left, there's this long dark hallway, and it's like 3 or 4, maybe 3,
I think I do remember that.
3 actual rooms. They're jail cells.
Okay, but they didn't have the bars.
I said that I can't remember.
I don't think they had
It's
the
been so
bars.
long ago.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say they still had something there, but I don't remember what.
I remember
Jason
we
doesn't
were-
remember those at all.
I don't. I
Yeah.
guess I was just too busy. Well, we did the depot that
Yeah,
night,
this
and
is
then
after
we
the
went
Depot public
over
investigation.
there just as like a little,
Just 'cause we could. Yeah.
just because we could and we had the opportunity, so we went over there and God, what time was it? I don't even
It was
remember.
after 3, and I know that.
By around that
Started
time,
going
my
there.
brain starts to shut off, so
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it was an opportunity. It was fun, and like I said, thank you to Melissa and even Mark, now who
Right.
part of the Blue Hill Distillery ownership.
Also, I was gonna say on May 18th, we were asked to come join up with Central Kansas Paranormal Society. They got an opportunity to go into the depot, so we're a few of us are gonna be going out there. I know.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they bring to the table
Yeah.
and everything like that.
So we all know what's there. We've been there enough that we could probably see what they pick up on, and that's gonna be cool because see if they have the same experiences or pick
Well,
out something
yeah.
new maybe. You never
Yeah,
know.
and they said the same thing about us. Hearing the stories and seeing what how we do it
Yeah,
to how they do it. So
yeah, definitely.
so
So it's good to work with another team. Cause like I said, we give teams the opportunity to do that. A lot of teams don't take advantage of that because there are a lot of politics behind what we do and stuff. But yeah, I'm glad that this team, Central Kansas Paranormal Society, decided to come out
I'm
with
more
us
than
and
happy
vice
to
versa.
embrace
sounds like
that
it'd be
and
a ball.
yeah.
I'd
So
love
James,
to do it.
can't wait to go out there and meet you and talk
Yeah.
to you and have some fun, man. We're gonna have some good times out there.
Yeah, and I hope it's not the last time. I hope we
Nah.
continue doing it
It won't
over
be.
and over again. To
Yeah.
I have even invited him to come to Wichita too to
Yeah.
hang out,
That'd be
stuff like
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Take
definitely.
them to a shop. Take them
Yeah.
to a couple
Yeah,
of places.
kind of mentioned that. Just
Let's do it.
I mentioned it to him, and he was like,
Rose, would you stop that?
He's blowing out
God,
Jeremiah's
one
eardrums.
eardrum's left.
Yep.
he's all excited.
Yeah.
At least warn me. Sorry.
And there's a couple other things that we're looking at doing too. A couple of talks throughout the year that we always do that we're going to do again possibly. Not confirmed in stone yet, so I won't give those out. But we've got some talks behind the scenes of traveling a little bit possibly to do 1 or 2 of them.
You mean November?
No.
Oh. Well, you keep talking about that one.
It might be the same one you were thinking of, just different date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Not around the anniversary time.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that one. No.
Okay.
That was a different thing. That's for the show.
Well,
I gotcha.
yeah.
No. They're talking about for just in general, being paranormal teams and stuff. We always do that. We always do the Wichita Anime Festival every year.
Right.
And we
Okay.
may do it again this year if we
Yeah,
were
me too.
invited back. That's one of them. And the other one is one we haven't. We tried to do it last couple of years, and it's always been booked around another event. Wilson usually is going on.
Sorry.
So. Yeah. No, that's
we
fine.
won't, we
We
won't
need
do
to-
that this year.
We need
'cause-
to.
No,
Yeah, we need
we're
to
coordinate
set dates
better.
and coordinate better and everything like
So
that.
that's fine. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
And cue the headphones.
Headphones?
Clap. So, yep.
But what else is new, guys?
One thing that's new is I think last week, I know for everybody that's out there, I know this might be new to you guys just for the simple fact you weren't here when we did the show. We found out some more information on Halstead. For Halstead, where, well, Jason, I don't think, was Jason with us?
No.
Jason wasn't with us on
No.
that one. Okay, we found
Good
out
man.
You're on your own on this.
the little girl that we've heard in Halstead. Go ahead.
So Halstead is a private residence that that the teams investigated a little bit. Had to reveal she was able to talk to Lena over the phone. Got some more clarification on some of the things that are happening in her house and everything like that. So
Yeah, she came on the show on the salon episode
Yeah.
downtown we did, and her and her friend Christina talked about it with us for about a good solid hour.
yeah,
And so if you want to know the whole story, go back to episode 41,
Mm-hmm.
and at the salon, and it's about the 3rd hour. I
Yeah,
think it is
she
now.
came on, did what,
Fourth
about
hour.
45
Did
or
a whole
so
hour.
minute interview.
Yeah, with us. It was a good solid
Oh,
hour.
man. 5
Yeah.
hours, man.
Yeah, we did a 5-hour episode, or 4-hour actual episode, but
Was it?
we were there for 5 hours or something. I don't know what it was. We were there all goddamn day. That's all I know.
Long day.
And it worked, and it was fun. But yeah, go back
Yeah.
to the episode if you want to hear the full story about Lauren and Halstead.
It's actually in 2 sections, in 2 segments.
Oh,
The
that's
first
right.
one was 4 hours. The second one was 1 hour, I
That's
think.
right. That
Because
sounds right.
Facebook won't let us go over 4 hours.
Yeah,
What's up?
So,
Facebook. But anyway, Rose, okay, now
Okay, go
can you
ahead.
we found out some information about the case?
Yeah, we actually just went back out to actually to Halstead to do something else.
Right.
And, we ended up changing our plans. And so since we were going to be out there, we thought we'd just call Lauren and see if we could stop in, check on things and see how she'd been doing. And she let us in. Dan went out with me. And what was really interesting about it is when we got there, there was no activity. None of our equipment had any readings. It was silent.
Zero interactions for sure.
Yeah, it was silent, which we thought was kind of odd. Even Lauren thought it was odd too. And so we got to we sit there for a couple hours trying to do stuff, visit with her. And then we ended up going to the back bedroom where David, again, once you start cue music, once you go back and listen to the story, you'll know who we're talking about. David, when he was alive, lived in, and stayed in that bedroom. That's where he slept. A few of us that have been there, we've gotten a woman's voice.
Right.
We've never figured out who she was. We couldn't get a name. It was just faint noises from a woman. And so we actually were sitting around the couch and we heard it again. And so we thought we would call Lena.
Well, and then like Lauren had 4 or 5 other audibles that she's got over the last couple of weeks of this female.
Yeah.
She seems to be more active now, so yeah. And then we called Lena.
Yeah, and then we called Lena, and I'll let him kind of explain what happened because it was pretty intense.
Well, we called Lena, and the information she came across is she contacted this female and found out that this female had been brutally raped and beaten in the home at one time or another in the past, is what she feels. And what she was picking up is a crying and a moaning, and we did have a lot of, and that's what we were picking up is a crying sound. And of course, we don't have much on the audible, but Lauren did. I mean, you can hear it real well, her wailing a little bit. So she was very offstandish when males came into the room, so she didn't much care for that. So she did pull away from pretty much everybody, and she was intimidated by it. But
keep talking.
Yeah. And so I guess Lena was telling me that at that point the K2 meter, which hadn't been active all night, that thing just pegged out and red was bouncing. I mean, it just kept going. It went crazy. And for what, 15 minutes while we're talking to Lena, we were talking about the female in the house and what possibly could have happened and why she's finding herself attached to Lauren and talking to her. And that K2 was going crazy. And then Lauren's sitting over here on the couch and I'm over here, and then all of a sudden my leg gets super cold, and I asked Lena, says, do you feel this female right here, to my right? She said, yeah, she's standing next to you because she feels that you're her brother and she's very protective with you. So it's like, cool.
Wow.
So yeah, that's kind of strange. Yeah. So, and that's where we basically ended the night. We talked about it a little bit, and she said that this female wants to communicate with me, and so I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah, and with my personality, I sit there with Lena on the phone. I go, so there's a dead person that was raped and is dead sitting right next to Dan. She goes, yeah. And I was like, okay, interesting. But, and right when she said that, guys, the K2 just blew up.
I mean, it was crazy.
And it hadn't been going off all night. And you've been there where you've seen the K2 go off on the coffee table. It was nothing all night. And then the minute she said that, it just hit red and stayed.
I only went the one night when we did the reveal. I was hearing the evidence for the first time myself too, so it was kind of interesting because I was going off of what you gave me and stuff. And every time we played a piece of evidence that had anything to do with David, the K2s on both sides of either side of the coffee table would just light up.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't do it on any other time.
Wow.
It was interesting.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
So,
But
with that being
back,
said, I think we've got another case to solve.
Well, an extension of.
Yeah,
But-
extension of
Well,
the female's voice.
And Lena did state that, she can't say solidly that the female was brutally raped in this
Right.
home. She believes something to do with the train and travel,
Yeah.
which is kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, because she asked if there was a train not too far.
A train or a
She
train
was getting
depot
a
very
train,
close,
and
which
there
2
is.
blocks away. So,
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll be going back there
Yeah.
here as soon as I told her, we've got a lot of stuff going on right now, and I said we need to, plan it out again and go
Right.
from there. Matter of fact, she texted me not too long ago about it again. So
And you weren't there for the last depot. You three,
Yeah.
you 4. Dan and I have.
and we were there.
Lena actually joined us
Right.
out there, and
Paula.
Paula was
Paula
there.
said yes.
Yeah. Lena was out there doing her thing, and it was people were walking away pretty.
Blown away.
They were just blown away by it. So we can't say enough about her and everything she does for people
Yeah.
and helping them out, and so she helped Lauren out quite a bit. Recently had don't know if you guys remember us talking about the granola site. We always talk about granola. We always wondered what had happened with that. Just out of the blue, the former resident there messaged me, was asking about, do you guys have anybody near or in around?
She moved out of state.
Yeah,
She lives
in
down
Texas.
in Texas now. And she's been there for about 4 years.
Yeah,
at
it's
this
been
point.
about that a long
3 or
time.
4 years.
And she asked, she said, Jason, I think it's back. I think it's followed.
'Cause
She's like, yeah, we're here. We're strange smells, voices, seeing the individuals again,
Right.
and stuff like that. So
Or shadow. Yeah, because we had reached out to her after she moved down there and just to check with her to see how she was doing, make sure nothing followed her down there. She said, no, everything's great. I mean, she gave us some updates on that, and now all of a sudden, out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
so I honestly didn't know of a team. Jeremiah gave me a team to kind of hand off
Yeah.
to her, but my big thing is that I gave her Lena's phone number,
Yeah.
and she called, and Lena helped her.
Yeah.
So Lena's gonna continue helping her out a little bit. So
Yeah.
see how they go. So I'm happy that we were able to do that for her.
Yeah.
Since we're live so far away. So
One of these days I'll get down there. I'll plan on going down to visit her and just to,
yeah,
as a team, hopefully, get everybody
she
going.
mentioned you guys on the phone
Who did?
with us, Lena,
Oh,
when
okay.
we were there with Lauren, and she said that she would really appreciate it if we could go spend possibly a couple days there with her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She'd like
With
to
Lena?
take us to a
Yeah.
couple
Oh,
places,
yeah.
Yeah,
and then
right,
she
right.
said maybe you guys could
group trip.
Yeah.
do the show early,
Yeah, of course.
and do
Right,
the show
right.
early, and then there at her place.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And I thought that was really nice.
Go
of
to a
her.
couple places over in Leavenworth. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
she
that's what she said, yeah.
And another thing too, I haven't said anything to anybody. My grandmother, I know you guys knew she passed away not too long ago,
Right.
and you were there for that. And I guess my family's been having some situations where she's shown up,
Wow.
and my family hasn't known what to do or how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually gave Lena their phone number, and my mother actually reached out to her. And so, Lena, if you have talked to her and you see the show tonight, thank you again, because Mom
She
was
is
asking,
watching.
Is she?
Yeah.
So I think my mom reached out to her on Messenger and let her know who she was. And Lena said when she's ready to give her a call. So
Cool.
thanks again, Lena.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is I was actually out in Granola, just coming home from a trip this past week, and actually stopped by the old place. Nobody was home, of course, because she obviously lives down in Texas, and
Right.
but just snapped a couple photos and sent them to you guys, and let you guys kind of reminisce about it, which is just all weird how it's all kind of circling back, like you said, coming full circle, and yeah, hopefully she can get some closure down there again, because that case was left open-ended when we were
Yeah.
dealing with it, because we had to. They went their different ways, and she moved to Texas, and ex-husband, stayed on in the house, still lives there to my knowledge, and
Yeah.
Which I know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did she own the house?
No, he did. It was his family's house.
It was his family's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't know if it was ever sold or if he's still there.
No, his parents actually lived there. He lived there as a kid, basically, and it was had experiences there, and they took over. He did ownership, and when we got involved, they were already together, and they weren't married yet. They were getting ready to get married, and called us out because they had some weird things going on with some of the children and just different things. And we talked about them on the previous episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of the places that, like I said, I had the weirdest occurrence when I got shoved, and but I was calling it out. That's why. And gotta be careful when you challenge something because you'll get what you ask for. So. But,
Yeah. And we've got it all on the website.
yeah.
A lot of pieces of the evidence from that site too. So it's very interesting to hear because you hear the moment Leo gets shoved. So
I'm not sure if that's on the website yet.
pretty sure it is because
I put it in recently because I noticed a couple of other things on there with the child voice.
I just hear the scream and everything. And
Yeah.
Jamie got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep. So, very crazy stuff out there, yeah. So it's just because the case may seem like it's done for a while, it may not be. As you guys are finding out with Halstead, same thing. I mean, you think you got some closure, and I mean,
Yeah,
make
we
sure you
were
want to
closer to
go
where
on.
we could go
Yeah,
for her.
definitely. Craziness. Yep.
That's a big road trip there.
Yeah, like I said, maybe in due time we will. But anything else on the horizon as far as dates or anything, or any kind of upcoming events, or?
Not that I've been screwing around with. So.
I mean, we have plenty. We're booked clear out to October, excuse me. So
You never know. Something may come up in November too. So.
yeah, so
I know Kathy's always working on something, so
Yeah.
I don't know what she'll throw our way if we're.
hopefully we can get back to Lawrence again. That was
Yeah.
fun. That was a great time, and do a little different next time, hopefully. But
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I have to go back and see if we can duplicate some things and
There at the hotel.
do some things
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
See if I can get kicked again.
Oh, you'll get kicked again, all right?
All you
I'm
gotta
sure-
do is open your mouth and start complaining, and you called him out.
Yeah.
I'm
Got
sure
kicked.
one way or another we can make that
Yeah, it's
happen,
gonna
Rose.
happen.
Yeah.
Make it kick tonight. You're lucky.
You'll get in your sleeping bag. We all take turns
You
kicking.
see?
Yeah, I hear that riddle.
Well, I've got a cane if anybody wants to.
Beating.
Yes. Cool.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yep.
Are we ready to take a break?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. While we're at it, you guys go ahead and I'll remind you one more time to like and share. Doesn't matter what you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook or YouTube, you can
He's on a roll.
hit like, share, subscribe, whatever, and let help us get the word out.
Let the world see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna head to a break. And
You can
yeah,
tell
we'll
we're
go with that
roasting.
one.
Catch you in a few, guys.
we are back. Just right quick, one more time. Hit like, share. Help us get the word out.
You said you were
Be
gonna get
proud of what you're
you
doing
said
on
you
your
were gonna
Sunday
last time.
night.
The last time he said he's lying.
So what?
Before you went to break, he said, "I promise it's the last time I'll say this," but
Well, okay.
you lied.
Got to get the plugs in, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's why I went live today too.
Yeah.
Earlier today to try and get some people to like and share it, get interested in it. But what do you guys got?
I must have been on the lake.
Thought you were gonna say something.
You didn't see it?
Yeah.
Must have been, nah, I didn't see it.
Go ahead and you wanted to bring up something you said and off
Yeah.
air. Go ahead.
Just something that keeps happening in my life. I don't know if you guys have had this happen to you guys. It really hit hard this past week when my wife and I, we spent, well, let me back up. Several years ago, I think it was about 2013, social media, it is what it is. It's fun and everything like that, but also in the world we live in, it's easy to attack people, to verbally go after people, especially given what we do. I had a friend that I've known since kindergarten who actually went on a tyrant, just rant about me and was throwing out biblical stuff at me and stuff like that, saying, how wrong it is and blah, blah, blah. And, it became this huge argument on Facebook for a while. And eventually you just hit block and you end it. But it kind of stuck with me there for a while just because it was a friend I thought I could trust, and no, couldn't. So, even though I know he's not watching, but Wade, you can still kiss my ass. Because,
And mine.
yeah, because, that was harsh, and you can keep your biblical stuff to yourself, whatever religion you're in. But, as you all know, my wife has a lot of health issues. So we missed the show last week because we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She was admitted to the hospital, and it was probably one of the worst week and a half that she's had in a long time. And so when we finally got home and I got back to work, missed about a week of work, and that's when my boss, my manager, pulled me into the office. When you get called to the office, it's like going to the principal's office. You're always like, oh crap, what did I do? Knowing I didn't do anything wrong. She, you have to come in, you shut that door and everything like that. When they ask you to shut the door, you're like, oh, But so I sit down, and she has one of those manila envelopes for inter-department mail.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls out the paperwork of it, and she goes, I just want to know if you're dealing with this on a weekly basis. She hands it to me, and she said, I caught this because it was actually heading to your desk. But since you were out of town, and I was thinking, since it came from over on the off of Murdoch in downtown Wichita, which is where our main office is, our business office, she said, I grabbed it because I didn't want any important paperwork that you might need to sign for, your FMLA and
Right.
time off and stuff like that. So I opened it and I looked at it, and it was literally a typed page and a half of a coworker writing me and explaining to me all the details from a biblical standpoint of me, why I'm going to hell. All the stuff that I do and conjure, from Ouija boards to which I've never touched. I have never touched that. She even mentioned the astral projection, which I've never talked about that, at work or anything. And I don't talk about this stuff unless people at work ask me, and they come to me and ask me. But man, it was just like a rant. nonstop, and stuff was highlighted to pinpoint like biblical reasons why my soul is going to hell and why what I'm doing is causing the harm to my wife. So she drew a little bit to my wife situation in that. And then on the second page is all these Bible verses and everything. And I only thought of one person. She thought of the one person too, and it all kind of, you know, when you're the one worker, you know, over there at a certain office, and you send mail from that office, it's a dead ringer that it's you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's company time, company courier, and everything that they use to bring that letter to me, and everything. Now, it's my big problem with it. I mean, I'm a big boy. I can handle my own situations, but it's the fact that she drew my wife into it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that while at work over the last few months, this individual has been doing a lot of church talk with me. Like coming over to my cubicle and talking to me about stuff. And I'm like, I just smile. I'm like, I'm not against it, but I'm not with you on this stuff, you know. You know, keep your talk somewhere else. Go away. And it just keeps happening. She just keeps coming, handing me books and stuff that just goes right in my drawer, and I leave it. I should just pitch it. But time went on, and I didn't deal with it as much. And then she said, "Hey, you know, we have a small little Bible school, Bible study that we have that we've been talking about your wife and your situation a lot. You know, we're praying for you. We're doing all this. Would you be up for allowing them to come to your house and just someone for Nicole to talk to hang out with? They can, you know, be interactive with if there's anything she needs around the house or anything like that while you're gone." You know, I said, she's always up to meet new people. You keep the church stuff out of it, we're good. And I'm not against church. I'm baptized twice. You know, I've kind of fallen out with the idea of going to a organized church over the years, just from things that I've seen myself, how congregations act. And this is exactly my case in point with how this turned out. So we had a married couple that came over to our house, sat and talked. Not once did they mention any church stuff. They were just curious about how she's doing and everything like that, and heard her story of all the medical concerns she has and how her health has just declined. And you know, they said, well, we'd like to do this more often. There's other members that want to come over and hang out and talk to you and everything like that. And you know, in my head, I'm thinking, you know, you guys seemed okay. You seemed all right. But it wasn't until I read that letter in my boss's, you know, office that, you know, being what we do and knowing what we do, how we present ourselves, and we're not going after the devil. We're not, you know, witchcraft or anything like that. That, you know, evil stuff. We're not doing that kind of thing. You know, we might like the objects and the, you know, the overall image of it sometimes, you know, because it's fun. It's the unknown. It's great.
Right.
You know, this is what we've loved since we were little kids. You know.
Yeah.
And so knowing that this person is like now attacking me personally at work, and now has an undermining agenda by sending people over to my house, which I probably shouldn't have let it happen, but you know, that seemed sincere, seemed nice. They were nice. But knowing now that I was allowing, like, pretty much the devil themselves coming into my house to brainwash my wife, basically, when I wasn't there, is how now I see it coming about. And the fact that there's so many people out there that get so brainwashed with this crap, it really pisses me off and angrifies me with this. Knowing that tomorrow I got to go to work and now deal with that and see how my company actually handles the situation because now it's a company matter. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely understandable.
So, have you guys had anything like this where you guys are actually attacked by people who think we're crazy, we're stupid, and we're going to hell?
I mean, you're always going to have those naysayers.
Right.
I mean, to me, it's hypocritical because they attack you with these Bible verses. They have their agenda. I mean, first of all, who are they to even?
Right.
I mean, what makes them so much better than us? Or obviously, maybe not better than us. But how are you going to sit there and ridicule somebody when you believe in something that? Well, I mean, take Easter for instance. You believe somebody passed away on a cross. 3 days later, came back from the dead.
And not
saved
one,
the world.
And not one story of how he was seen or it was found that he was gone. Not one story actually connects together. They're all contradictory of each other too.
But yet, in the Bible, you have all this talk about fallen angels turning into demons, the devil himself. You have, I mean, there's so much stuff that we deal with in our field that the Bible itself has been talking about this for years before us, talking about aliens, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it. In the Bible, I mean, what leg did it have to stand on? Not you, but what leg did they have to stand on? I mean, like I said, it's hypocritical.
For us to talk to the dead or talk to a ghost or anything like that, isn't that what you do when you're praying? You're talking to a ghost. You're talking to a spirit. You're talking
Holy Spirit,
to.
Holy
I mean,
Spirit,
come on,
yeah.
don't make up stuff and try to make it your own agenda. And that's what's really killing a lot of people in their religions and stuff. That's why a lot of people are very angry at churches.
The thing that was right, there's a couple of things stick out. I mean, I obviously grew up Catholic. I mean,
Right. Growth too.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things that I always laugh at. Not laugh. It's just I always think back. I mean, you got people that say they go to church every Sunday, and they may do, but then as soon as they get out of that parking or at church, somebody cuts them off in the parking lot. You son of a, here you are judging the person that you supposedly,
Well, they pick
washed
and
their sins.
choose
Yeah.
what they like out of the Bible to.
But I mean, the two things I'm going to reference is There's always talk about the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. So if you want to be treated like shit, hate mail, letters, whatever, Jason, write a letter back. I'm kidding, of course.
I was gonna, if I didn't want to use my interdepartment mail courier, I was just gonna send her all of her books back and everything like that, and be like, "Here you go."
Burned up. And then also
Put symbols all over them,
Another thing from the Bible is, "He without sin cast the first stone." I mean, they say, if you're, I mean, who is she to judge you in your family situation and what we do on the outside? It's none of her goddamn business. I mean,
Right.
I said goddamn, as a way to fun.
Right.
But it's ridiculous. I mean, yes, we talk to people that may or may not have been here on Earth, or I mean, they were at one point. We talked to whatever phase of their life they're in. I mean, it could be a spirit, it could be, I don't know. We don't know. We're not. I mean, but the fact is, we're not scientists. I mean, we're just we're enthusiasts behind this. But it's, like I said, how can you, with all the evidence we've captured over the years, not just us, other teams. I know some of the TV shows kind of have the entertainment factor behind it, and some of that stuff maybe or may not be real. But like I said, there's such things as demons out there. I mean, they walk the earth. I mean, they're here for their own hidden agendas or missions, whatever. I mean, and it's laughable because there's this lady, everything she's preaching to rub off on you, to cast you aside. I mean, she's the real issue. I mean, and it's laughable.
We're not forcing anybody. We're not telling everybody that they have to be involved in the paranormal.
Right.
I mean, we all choose. It's our choice. And if you want to sit down and talk, I'll be the first one to sit down and talk to you. But I'm not going to say you have to believe in it.
Right. And that's what I always say. Believe what you want to believe. I mean, I care less. I mean, I'm just saying, I know what we've seen and done and heard and felt and experienced along the way that you don't have to believe it. I don't care what you believe. I know what I've seen. I mean, like I said, I still know what I believe and do not believe when it comes to this field. But like I said, I don't actively go out with kick the door down. I'm a paranormal person at work, but people know about the whole damn company knows where I work at, and they're like, people pull me aside, do you really do that? I'm like, well, yeah. But you don't hear me going, hey, want to talk about what I do?
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to believe like I believe.
I don't even call it out. People just know, and they see. I mean, when I'm on my own personal time on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, I can promote whatever the fuck I want. and I'm going to. And I'm going to put it out there, and if you happen to see it and we happen to be friends on Facebook and you say, I can't get on board with that, or I'm going to not be friends with you anymore,
So be it.
guess what? I'm not losing any sleep. I
Right.
could care less. Obviously, we weren't friends in the first
Yeah.
place, you know. I mean, here's your sword, or here's your knife. You know, you can have it back now. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is kind of what you're running into. It's
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
I don't
laugh,
talk about
right?
it at work. I
Yeah.
don't do anything.
but
Even-
everybody knows.
Everybody
Everybody
knows.
knows.
And heck, I even worked with three of them who have actually come out and done stuff
Right,
with us.
right, yeah, exactly.
Five of them.
There's quite a few of them. Yeah.
Even went and spoke with at
Yeah.
my buddy PJ. She had that sorority. I went and I kind of gave
wait,
him a
wait,
look.
wait, wait! You didn't tell me about the sorority. Where the hell is my invite? Kidding. Sorry.
Roth was with me.
I was kidding about the sorority. I don't care about
No,
Roth. Roth's
no,
gay.
it
We
was
all talked about that
it
earlier.
was
Roth doesn't matter. He's gay. So
but it was just
Now you're beginning letters.
it was just my
good. I
I
hope
hope
so.
so.
it was just my
But-
coworker. You
I
know,
guess I'll
they
take
they
the
wanted us
formal
to talk about what we did and everything. So we, you know, I went and spoke and.
See, and I've been like,
so-
enough about me. Let's talk about you and sorority. What do you guys do? Yeah.
They're a lot older than me. So.
I'm not gonna say that. I'll let that slide. Go ahead. No, I mean it's crazy. I mean we're gonna get haters in everything we do, and you know, say they're the church themselves. They get haters that what they do. Not
It's-
everybody believes what they do. We just don't go on their front doorstep and protest.
Yeah, like I said, I don't talk about it. My manager, she knows about it. She thinks it's cool. But out of the 4.5 years I've been there, we talked about it twice, and that's
Yeah.
all because she's asked me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't go around promoting. I don't hand out cards. I don't do anything.
Right.
I keep it to myself. I used to have my little, you know, Sasquatch on my desk, and I've got a little bobblehead ghost on my desk. Other than that, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing to promote that I do this for a living or anything like that.
Well, the thing is, all of us
My
have,
song. Kidding. Better caller, maybe.
Well, I hit the wrong button. If that was a caller, someone calling in, call back.
That's right.
we all have rights.
Yeah.
And what you say, do, and believe, as long as you're not harming anyone, then you have your right to do that. We have our right to do what we
Right.
want.
To me,
It's our right.
I got a question for you, if you don't mind me asking this.
I do.
What religion was it?
You know, I know she's mentioned it before. I did not.
Who do you have a call in?
Ah, wish you had headphones, didn't you now, sucker?
Well, you can tell us what they say.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm having a feeling I wish I was on this call.
Hello, you're live on. Oh, and the call ended.
Maybe it's Jesus himself trying to call us. Sinners.
Or say it was. That's
Or
Not
maybe
with
it's-
them.
Well,
Maybe it's the other
okay,
guy.
that's I don't know.
Please call back if you're
Yes.
trying to call him.
Yes.
We want
There
to
we
talk
go.
to you.
Here we go. Let's try it again. Hello, you're live on Cryptic Heartland.
Hey, Jeremiah, Leo, and Jason.
Hey,
Hello.
hey.
who are we talking to? Are you there?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Who are we talking to?
Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Who are you who are we talking to?
Oh, this is Danielle.
Oh, hey,
okay.
Danielle.
Oh,
what's
hey,
up? I
Danielle.
thought that was you, but then we couldn't hear anything, so. Can you hear us okay?
I'm still here.
We may have a little bit of delay, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
Okay.
weird. Anyway,
We can hear you. Go ahead. I think we lost her again.
We've never had a delay. That's odd.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Might be something wrong on her end.
are you still there? Okay, that's just weird. Oh, here she is again. We will get it connected one way or not. That call lasted a whole 1 second.
She's
I've
calling
got
from out
I've
of
got
town.
plenty of bars. It must be a connection problem somewhere else.
Yeah, if you want to keep other shiz again. Since they keep calling it.
Is that you again, Danielle?
Yeah, it's me again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we sure can. What you got to say?
Hey, I was just gonna call and tell. It's like really seriously dragging on my end. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
But,
can hear you good.
Just hi everyone. So with Jason,
Right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell, hey, you know,
Did we lose you again?
yeah, I think I'm losing you guys. I'm gonna try a different phone.
Okay.
Okay.
It's God and his minions trying to stop the phone call from coming through. If possible.
No, I did not get
Damn you, churchies.
the religion that she is. I am gonna find that out.
One
'cause-
of the reasons I'm going to ask you this is, you know, I understand, and I usually am very silent when it comes to religion. I really am, just for the simple fact, you know, when it comes to religion and politics, it's just one thing I don't like to talk about because for some reason I have never to this day met anybody that I've had an intelligent conversation with when it comes to religion because they get very frustrated. They get very irritated. They have their opinions, but when you try to express yours, they get offended. They get frustrated. Oh, that's not true. This, you know, so I try to keep the religion part out. But what I have noticed over the years with my children, you know, the ages are pretty far in between, that they have gone out on their own and gotten into religion.
Right.
Matter of fact, my youngest daughter now is starting to do that.
Oh wow. Okay.
And not that the Catholic world that I grew up in is any better than any, but what I have noticed, and that's one of the reasons why I asked Jason, is because what I've noticed, it happened with my oldest daughter, and it kind of with my youngest. It's almost like, and that's why I need to be real careful saying this, that some of those out there, it's almost like a cult.
Yeah.
Okay? And it does, unless you are doing what they want and what they approve of, man, they become evil. They talk you down. They start to judge you. And it makes me sick to my stomach because I watched a very beautiful young Corinne that you know, or Girl Corey.
Sorry.
You know, and it.
Here we
it
go.
does-
We got
it
Danielle
disgusts me.
back, I think.
Okay.
You're live on Cryptic Heartland. Is this Danielle again?
Yeah, sorry, my phone is acting up or something.
You're fine. You're fine. So, what you got to say?
I was just going to tell Jason and pretty much the whole crew that I've been on quite a few investigations with you guys, and I have not seen anything bad, anything evil, anything you guys do at all that would even remotely even be a horrible thing. I deal with it daily. I have a dad who's Catholic, and everything that I do, and he says I'm always out chasing the devil. Anytime I buy tickets to go with you guys, I get chastised for it. But I think it's more the fear. They're scared of you're going to wet off on them, but you're not going to because, like you said, you're not making them come out and buy tickets. You're not making them come to your house or listen to the stuff you want to talk about. It's like they have the choice to walk away, turn the other cheek, if you will, if we're going to quote the Bible, you know. But
Right.
Well,
for somebody to literally say that they're making their spouse sick, okay, then if that's the fact, then my husband should be really sick because I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. You know, my kids should be sick. My husband should be sick. It's ridiculous,
Right.
actually.
well, a lot
And
of
I
it-
actually,
Go ahead. Sorry. What I was gonna say was a lot of it's because I think they're just afraid of what they don't understand. I mean, if you're not educated on what we do or how we do it, I mean, I encourage you to come out to one of our investigations with us and see what we do. We're not disrespectful, and Danielle can attest to this. We're not disrespectful. I know what you see on TV, but that's not how we operate. We operate with a purpose, a meaning behind trying to find what may or may not be occurring at this location, and we try to help. If it's a client involved, we try to make sure we get them some kind of an answer or advice as to what they're experiencing. We're not conjuring any demons. We're not burning any crosses. We're not doing anything. I mean, it's like I said, it's hypocritical. I mean, you have these people that, and to speak to Rose, he was talking about he hasn't had any really intelligent conversation with anybody as far as religious aspect. It's because a lot of time they speak from their heart, their emotions. They can't see past the logical sense of it. They want to just, no, I have one firm belief, and you have to believe with me, believe what I believe, or you're dead to me, in a manner of speaking. So, Danielle, you were going to say something? Sorry.
And you guys actually try to help people. You guys go out and try to help them remove the bad stuff that's in the house and everything else like that. So, I mean, honestly, it's kind of ridiculous for them to even try to push their religion on you in all facts of the life. Because if they really even took a minute to even get to know half of you guys, they would see how wonderful of people you really are and how you try to help people.
Well, we appreciate
That's
that.
awesome.
And then if you're so hung up, not you, Danielle, but if people, the outsiders looking in, if you're so hung up on religion, do the research. Like I said, there's actually paranormal groups out there across, not just U.S., across the world, that have a religious background behind them, that they're the Christian Paranormal Society of whatever. I mean, it's out there. Do the research before you speak. I mean, if you want to get with the paranormal group that's religious based, go look for one. There's one and see what they do versus what we do or whatever. Before you start throwing stones at us. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we kind of mentioned, a lot of different religions, they break apart, they spawn off to different things, they become cults, they become brainwashing, and
Not
what
all
really,
not all of them.
what's that?
Not all of them.
Not all of them, I'm just saying,
No, I know, there is
for the
some
most
out there,
part, that
yeah.
they do that, and it was just a huge coincidence that I'm sitting in my boss's office reading this letter, and no more than 5 minutes after I walked out of the office, my wife has texted me saying, hey, that couple is contacting me. They're wanting to come back over. And I'm like, well, that's a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it just feels like we're being attacked or swarmed by whatever religion they are to come in and try to talk to my wife when she's incapable of getting out of the house or out of the way. If somebody is invited in, they're there until I kick them out.
Right.
I'll do my dad joke because every time they come to the door and knock on the door, have you found Jesus? I didn't know he was lost. So, I mean, it's the obvious joke, but
Yeah.
they always come to the door and I laugh, and I start turning around them a little bit, and I think I scare them more than they.
Right.
They already,
Take them off guard.
Yeah, because they're
Hey.
just.
Hey, Danielle, did you have anything else that you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like Lena said, not all Christians are judgmental. It's just like all atheists are devil worshippers and all that other stuff. You have to have an understanding on, that's just wrong on their part to even be going home into a home where somebody's sick and putting that much more pressure on them. They're putting more pressure on his wife than Jason is leaving.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
kind of, it's a tad bit sad and it's a tad bit sickening that they're bound and determined to push their religion on you. And I know I have more than once told people who have tried to push the Bible on me. Now, I'm not saying I'm not a Christian. I'm not saying I'm not spiritual. But when they've tried pushing the Bible on me, I tell them to go back and go ahead and read 1 Corinthians. Because if we're going to go the Christian route, God gave everybody on earth gifts to you.
Yep.
And Jesus prophesied. Jesus saw the dead. He even raised the dead. Are they chastising him? I don't think so.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I think we lit the phone lines up because we had a couple of calls coming in when you were talking right now. I think everybody wants to talk about the subject.
So, yeah, if you don't have anything else that you want to get in there, then I'm going to let you go, Danielle. But thank you so much for calling in and
Thank you very much.
And sharing those words with Jason. I think he probably needed to hear that right now.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
All right. You guys have a good evening.
You
All
too.
right,
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Danielle. Take care.
Thank you, Daniel.
Okay, I think there was another call come in. It also a Kansas number. So if you're still watching, give me a call back and we'll put you on air.
It's not surprising that I'm sorry, Jeremiah. It's not
You're
surprising that such a delicate subject matter is going to get the most response.
Here we go.
Here we go right now. Go
You got
ahead.
your t-shirts ready?
And you're live on Cryptic Heartland. Who are we speaking with?
Hey guys, it's Mike.
Hey,
Hey.
Mike.
What day is it, Mike?
What's going on, sir?
It's an inside joke.
All right.
Get it?
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic, all right, and I have very strong beliefs. But one thing that these people are forgetting is that you have to treat others the way that you'd want to be treated in their shoes. You can't sit there and tell people that they're going to burn in hell. That's not showing God's work. That's doing the exact opposite. You know, you guys, I've invested with each and every one of you guys that I can see on my screen here, and every single one of you guys has a beautiful soul. I have not seen you guys do anything wrong, and don't you forget it. Don't you let those horrible people out there get you down, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, like I said, and you said it too. Treat others how you want to be treated. But it's like, I mean, I don't care. I mean, that's fine that you believe a certain, not you, but the people I said doing this. It's fine that you have a certain belief system that you strongly, are for. But you can't sit there and push your ideas off or beliefs on somebody else if they don't want to be. There's no reason to it, and nothing that we're doing is harmful to anybody or to the clients, to ourselves to a degree. But I mean, we're not trying, like I said, doing anything that's gonna bring the devil out or something. I mean, that's what they see. I mean, and we're not disturbing any kind of a loved one or something like that. We're there to help the client, always the client first. So when we're called in, the client has some kind of issue or concern. They just want answers. They want something. They want to be educated on this. And most of the time we leave the clients, not always, most of the time we leave the clients, feeling relieved after one visit. Sometimes it takes multiple visits, but
Right.
we're there for the clients.
Perfect example of that a lot of our viewers should be able to relate to if they've been watching the last few episodes that we did is Lauren, the gal we were just talking about a while ago from Halstead.
Right.
I mean, we got her a wonderful outcome there.
Yeah.
And it was a team thing. It wasn't just one of us. It wasn't just her. It wasn't just us. It was everyone working together and trying to get her more peace. And I just don't understand where people can, find so much fault in that. Hey, Mike, did you have anything else you wanted to get in there?
No, you guys be good, and love watching you guys, and we'll see you when you come to Dodge City again soon.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank
Can't
you for
wait.
See you,
calling.
buddy.
Can't wait, buddy. Take care.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. People,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not dumbfounded. It never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I think what it is I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but just this last weekend, there was an interview done with a person who was scared to death to tell their pastor about things that they were experiencing.
right.
This is supposed to be their spiritual leader. Why is this person scared to tell them? Well, it's because of stuff just like this, because
They're going to get judged right away.
or at least they're afraid.
They're afraid of that.
I have no way of knowing whether or not that particular pastor would have actually done that or not. There are a few good ones out there.
Right.
But there's so much of this has gone on that it has soured it's put a sour taste in people's mouths over it.
Right.
Someone said something a while ago about the fear of the unknown, and I think a lot of it lies in that. People naturally fear what they don't understand.
Right. 100%.
And that fear is a weird emotion. Fear can take on a lot of different masks.
Right.
It can mask itself as pompous and overconfident.
Yeah.
It can mask itself as vanity. It can mask itself as all kinds of different things. So when people don't understand things like what we do, and they have that strong spiritual background, or actually, I'd hesitate to even say strong spiritual background, because a strong spiritual background wouldn't approach things like that. But when they don't understand what we do and why we do it, they have a tendency to lash out at it. You know, I've dealt with the same thing pretty much all my life.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it's foolish of this person to even go this route, because A, they're doing it through your places of employment.
Company time and material.
It's
and,
not even that. It's just that you don't, when you read your, whatever you want to call it, your contract agreements, stuff like that, there's one thing they say they don't discriminate is color, creed, race, religion, all that stuff, you know, and it's
That's
pretty
exactly
cut.
what she did, yes.
It's pretty cut and clear. You don't bring that type of talk to work table. It's not water cooler talk. It's
It's
I mean,
harassment.
it's a personal
It's
attack.
harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I told my boss too. It was
I mean,
like,
if
this
you-
is harassment.
If you wanted to be an asshole, you could probably have this person, you know, terminated because they're attacking you, your family, and they're bringing religion into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
If it was if they hadn't brought it to my house, or to the doorstep at least, you know, and yeah, I did say, you know, I asked my wife, I said, do you want to meet new people? You know, they'll keep the religion talk out of it, because my wife has had her share of
right.
religious past, you know, and she stepped away from that church. But she even admitted that, you know, it was a cult. I mean, I'll say it, it's a cult. I visited for a little while, and I can attest that it was a cult. You know, through repetitive talking.
It's forced beliefs.
Yeah,
I mean,
repetitive talking. They rewrote the Bible for their own purposes, stuff like that, you know. And so my wife doesn't want to have anything to do with that. You know, does that make her a horrible person?
No, of course not.
Does that make anybody a horrible person? But I still think she has a great heart, and she's doing everything she can on her side. And, you know, we allow these people to come in and talk to her. And I was there. We just chatted about travel. We talked about, you know, different things. And
I think we got another call.
Good.
You're live on Cryptic Heartland. Who are we speaking with?
Lena.
I
Hey,
thought it might be you.
I do too. What's going on, Lena?
I'm very frustrated with this spiritual talk.
On what level of spiritual talk are you talking about?
I am a Christian who reads tarot. I get lots of judgment, lots of,
Ridicule?
I guess, condemning
Yeah.
from the spiritual world. However, I believe that faith is born in man. Religion is born in spirit, or the other way around. Faith is born in spirit. Religion is born in man. That makes sense?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Those people, they seem to think that they have the idea of what the Bible says, but it's usually just the interpretation that they were taught.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So a lot of times, opinion is thrown into that interpretation. I'm a firm believer that people should read the Bible, find their faith, that based on what they feel in their heart and what they connect with.
Okay, Lena, say that one more time. I think your phone cut out just a little bit. We missed the last part.
I just believe people should find their own faith and find their own path, whether it's through research or reading the Bible or going to a group. I don't think we should be choosing for other people what they believe or even trying to push our beliefs on other people. I am so sorry that people who claim to be Christians would be doing things like that to Jason.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, it'd be different if Jason went out of his way and says, hey, I'm in desperate need of help. I have a situation with my wife. We need some kind of guidance, spiritual or, you know, professional. And please, I'm taking all takers. But no, these people came out of their way to personally attack Jason about something that they do not understand what we do. I mean, yes, they know from their own beliefs, but yet to come out here and criticize Jason for this is what's happening to Nicole because of what you do. That's bullshit.
All throughout the Bible, it talks about different types of spirits, different types of encounters, incense, oils, herbs, all these different things that people overlook and pick out just the pieces that they want to. And it seems that a lot of faith goes into that. My belief is that, if it's a faith, it should have hate involved. It should be love and understanding and peace.
Right. Yep. And I mean,
If you look into the New Testament, it talks about love being the greatest command. It doesn't talk about hate being the greatest command. It doesn't talk about judgment. It talks about judgment not being something we should be doing. And like Danielle said, 1 Corinthians chapter 12 talks about the spiritual gifts that we're each given. You can't help it if you're born to, sense spirits or feel the energies around you. It's not something you choose. It's something that you're given. And I think we all have strong intuition, and that is a gift from God.
right, right. And they don't even know the whole full story. I mean, we've gone as a paranormal team, and actually we reached out with Jason and done stuff to help with Nicole and Jason's situation, and it's worked. I mean, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I mean, we've done stuff that I'm not going to get too much details over the air on, but he knows what we're talking about, and I mean, it's made the situation a little bit more calming or better. I mean, and it wasn't based upon religion, it wasn't based upon any of that crap, it was based upon
what they needed.
Exactly.
Well, and I think, too, a lot of people overlook the fact that, what you guys do is go help find people who are needing help and clear out those negative energies that might be around them. That's not any different than what Jesus and his disciples did. They cast out demons. They healed people from their sickness. This is something that your team promotes.
Exactly. Yep, 100%. I mean, once again, it's always a client base first. That's the only thing that matters to us, not our own personal beliefs. We leave those at the door. I mean, we come in trying to help.
Well, that's why I had to call in tonight. I had to voice my opinion. I'm so sorry.
No, please
You're
do.
okay.
You're always welcome. Anybody's always welcome to come in and voice their opinion. I mean, that's why we do this show, is to put stuff out there for people to listen to talk about, discuss about. I mean, we're not here to push our beliefs of the paranormal or anything on it. Anybody. We're here to discuss and educate and just whatever we can do to help people.
And we can learn from people calling in just as well as they can learn from us.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. What else you got, Lena?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for all you guys do. I do see you guys as one of the best teams in Kansas, if not the best. And, I've worked with a lot of teams, and I, loved every one of them. I've loved the experiences, and I've not yet encountered anyone in this field that isn't out there trying to do the best they can to help someone else. I think you guys need to keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, we definitely
Thank
will,
you.
Lena. We appreciate the consent you provided with us. We appreciate working with you. We love working with you, and we can't wait to do the next one with you.
I know I'm not stopping. I'm going to go many, many more
Well,
years.
I'm looking forward to working with you guys a lot more, and hopefully we can get you guys up this way a little bit more too.
Oh, we're going.
yeah.
That would be awesome.
We were just discussing that earlier off air.
We'll
When
have
you
to
come
see
visit
her.
you, so
Yeah.
we'll definitely come that way one of these times, if not more.
So you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Lena.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I mean, there's 3 phone calls that separate. I mean, different belief systems, different backgrounds. I mean, all over across the map, and they've worked with us on occasion. They've seen what we do. They've helped. I mean, we've helped. I don't know, bridge that gap a little bit. Maybe when they first came in to even working with us, they didn't know what the heck we were about, or didn't believe anything we were doing. And I know a couple people that we worked with, not even them, just along the way, cases. We've made believers out of them. I mean, we're not here to try to make believers out of people, but we've helped them understand what's going on in their homes. They're like, up to this point, I didn't know what to expect. I was afraid to call you guys in. I was very afraid to do this because I always had the fear of, making it stronger, making it worse, or whatever. And when they see how we come in on a professional level, and we do what we're supposed to do, to help them, they appreciate it, and we become friends with these people, and they join us for other adventures down the road. It seems like a lot of times.
Don't they say, I just want to know if I'm crazy.
Always.
I just want to know if I'm crazy.
And my retort is, yeah, we're all crazy. I know I'm crazy, so I'm gonna go up there, and that's why I'm here.
That's probably the biggest question that we get asked, at least in my experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I just want to know that I'm not crazy.
yep.
I love piecing everything together and trying to find that puzzle and put it all together for
Right.
them and try to help them, kind of like what y'all did with Lena, you know, find that puzzle. With Lena. Lauren, sorry, Lauren.
And Lena.
And Lena,
Yeah,
Lena.
Lena helped.
Yeah, Lena played a big part.
But it was, but it was all for Lauren, in her house and her life, and trying to find that piece and that puzzle, and kind of like what we did with we were just talking about granola as well, trying to continually help them, even though we're kind of out of reach.
Right.
But it was able to, get her in contact with Lena and, still do what we can to help connect the dots and see what we can do to help, because some of that stuff keeps getting worse and worse for people. Right. And so we're still continuously helping past clients.
Well, I just like to say, all of us here have different beliefs,
Of course.
and we work as a team to figure these things out.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's each team member brings something to this team,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, some of us started out in this field as, personal experiences. Some of us started out, and I know Jason and I have had conversations about this. We love the historical factor of this. I mean, we're big history buffs. We're going to a location that we may have not ever seen from other than, the facade outside. You come inside and see the underground tunnels. We see this, we see that. And it's like, holy crap, all this existed here. And we're dumbfounded. We're like kids in the candy store we always talk about, and we have no belief. We have not once of like, hey, my Jesus, Lord, Savior Christ that brought me in here to do. I mean, it's nothing like that. And if you come at that angle, so be it. Who gives a shit? I mean, you can do that. That's fine. But don't chastise somebody for what they believe in or how they act or, whatever they do and say that's why you're having this in your lifetime. That's bullshit.
Shoot, being a tour guide, doing all public events, doing investigations, doing all this stuff, talking to people, I just don't spread the word, I mean, most of the time, like, I used to, like, for the ghost tours and stuff, I used to just, like, walk out there as we're waiting for the bus or waiting for the trolley to show up. This is kind of like back when I was, when Nicole used to help me with it. I used to go out there and wait for the trolley, and I'd just be still sitting, with my coat zipped up and just waiting, and, and I just listen to other people, and then I start conversations with them, and we're just trying to get to know, like, where they're at, with the whole, are you excited about tonight, what do you think it's going to be like, so even though I'm the one putting on the tour, I'm asking them, what do you think it's going to be like, do you like the stories, do you like, and they're like, yeah, we love it, it's nice to meet other people that are into it as much as we are, and everything, and then, they get on the trolley or the bus, and then I'm like, how you doing, it's me, but I just love meeting the people and hearing the stories, because there's so many people that are out there afraid to say anything because of the backlash that they're going to get from all the, as I say, Bible thumpers.
Well, not even the Bible thumpers, they're neighbors, because we've gone into locations, they're like, hey, I want you guys in here, but my husband may not know about it because he doesn't believe in this, or I don't want my neighbors to come in. So we come in kind of in disguise, I mean, in a matter of speaking, and we're not out here, waving the big, red siren. We're ghost hunters are here.
Well,
keep our
we respect their privacy, like, well, that's what we're here. We're here to once again, it's always about the client. We
case in
respect your
point,
wishes.
spot you all did.
Yeah.
I didn't get to. It was
town.
east of
Wichita.
east of Wichita.
Right.
It was not to be talked about.
Right.
You guys went in. You guys did it, and
Walked away from it.
and walked away from it. And we don't spread who it is, what it was, and all because the client did not want it to spread, but wanted us in there to see if there's any truth to it, and
I don't know. I'm sorry that you went through that, Jason. It really frustrates me, because it's sad over the years that religion has come to that, and it seems like the newer religion, is they judge.
I'm pretty sure it is a kind of a newer.
Yeah.
It's not Catholic. It's It's not Methodist or Baptist.
Here's one thing that happened
so.
to me Sunday, okay? And my wife, even in the garage, told me to stop because I was out. You know, we were doing some work in the yard. I think I talked to you earlier Sunday, didn't I, or Saturday?
Yesterday,
or something?
yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting ready to run some errands, and here comes this truck that pulls in the neighborhood, and I know most of the, you know, you get used to the vehicles that come in. Brand new Dodge Lariat, you know, whatever. It pulls up, and it went about a house down, and I'm looking at it, and they get out, and there was 4 people that got out. Like, that's odd. They scattered.
Run!
And I was like, surely not. And, you know, and we had to leave. And so I went in and got Connie. The doorbell rings. And she goes, well, that's odd. I said, honey, you don't want to get the door.
Right.
And she's like, well, why not? And I said, because it's somebody preaching. You know?
Right.
And I said, do you want me to get it? The best thing we can do is go get in the truck and leave. Because I get furious. I really do. When people come try to do that to me.
Right.
You know, and she goes, Ruth, stop. And I'm like, okay, then let's get in the truck and go. And so we got in the truck and started to drive off, and here comes the guy. He pulls up, and I roll my window down, very polite,
Right.
you know, rolls the window down, and hey, how's it going? I said, doing great. And he said, he goes, just wanted to see if you guys had time, you know, to talk, and you know, where I knew where he was going with this. And I said, look, we don't have time. I said, we're getting ready to head out. And he said, you know, I think I talked to your wife one other time about 2 years ago. And he goes, you know how I remember? Because I remember everything. You got, what, 4 or 5 kids? 3 are in college. I looked at my wife like, man, he remembered everything.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So, you know, anyways, I just said, look, we're in a hurry. And he said, well, here, I want to give you something. He hands me this deal. And I said, oh, wow, you're from a long distance away. And he goes, yeah, Kansas City. He was from Kansas City.
Wow.
And I said, you drove all the way to from Kansas City to come here to talk about God. You know, okay. You know, I mean, that to me, and I shouldn't say this, I'm probably going to irritate people, but to me, that's almost like a cult. To me, if you, because he wanted to take our time, come into our house and have the other people come and talk. You know, and that's how it started with you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've known you quite a while, and you're willing to let anybody come in and talk to you. You know, just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they can help Nicole, maybe they can't. But and you know, and I told him, I said, look, we don't have time. You know, we're leaving. I appreciate you, and we drove off. And so Connie looked at the flyer, and we had no idea what it was. So she started kind of Googling. Come to find out, it was Jehovah's Witness coming over.
Yeah.
And normally, back in the day, you would know they'd wear the white.
Yeah.
They'd be on bicycles.
Well, that's
And
that's actually Mormon.
That's
You
the
know,
Mormons.
is that the Mormons?
So,
Yeah.
And so I just, it frustrates me that you allowed somebody to come in your house and possibly to help Nicole, and they turn it into religion, and then they turn around and they judge you for it. Then come to find out, they're harassing you at work.
Right.
I mean, that is
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's crazy. You know,
You know, give them my address. They can come over to my house and talk to me anytime.
I can't fault anyone for trying to talk about their religion, especially in the Christian or Christian-based religions, because there is actually, in all 4 Gospels, there is what's called the Great Commission, and they are told by Jesus himself to go out into all the world and preach the gospel to everyone.
And that's fine. But
exactly.
don't judge.
Now, yeah,
There's
exactly.
a big difference.
Now,
I will give you all the time in the world to talk to me because that's how I was grown up. But don't judge me,
right?
If I don't agree with
exactly.
you, or you
now,
find
yeah,
out
exactly.
what I do.
Because what they did to you, that was wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong. And okay, if I get you in trouble for saying this, I'm sorry, but she needs to get her ass fired.
Yeah,
That's what
I
agree.
I agree. And it's
So
I went back to
what happened between the time they came over? You were allowed to talk. you're talking about some vacations, you're talking about travel, and then all of a sudden you get a letter from work. Where did this go wrong between their visit? I
It
guess.
wasn't a letter from work, it was a letter from
Right,
her.
right, but what
From-
went
from
wrong?
a
Because
coworker.
it seems like
The coworker who talked, with her Bible group, it was two people from there, which I bet it's the two people that lead the Bible group. She just asked if they could come over and just meet and hear Nicole's story. She's like, we know a lot of people who could probably reach out to, and I'm thinking, medical stuff like that, they know a lot of people across the, this country and stuff like that, and if there's any way to help, we can, and I said, just leave the church stuff out of it, and I'd be more than happy to help, because I want to find Nicole some help. We keep getting denied everywhere we go. So yeah, it'd be nice. So I opened that door and said, yeah, sure, come on over. Now my coworker, she did not come over. In fact, we haven't even spoken about it since that time. But then I get this letter in the mail last week. And I'm sitting at work in my boss's office just reading this. And it's horrible. My boss was very pissed off for me.
Oh yeah.
And she was just like, this is not cool at all. So she's like, I've been dying to talk to you since the day I got this. I intercepted this, and she's like, my Lord, I about fell over myself when I saw this, And it's just the fact that just the hate coming from it. The hate. And as everyone has said, we do what we do, and we're as even Mike said, we're good-hearted people. We work our ass off to help others, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have you guys.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing this. But I love where our hearts and our minds are at and everything, and
So I was so irritated when you were reading the letter. How my brain wanders, anyways. But what was the letter? What was the intent? To get you in trouble?
No, it was to inform me what I'm doing in life and informing me what the Bible is saying.
Their Bible.
Their Bible.
So this lady has no idea that she could be fired for this.
Yeah,
She has no
yeah.
idea.
The letter was written to Jason.
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
was-
written to his boss.
Yeah.
It was
Personal
to
attack on
Jason.
Jason.
Right.
And she even wrote my name on the top and highlighted it, and then highlighted certain things that she typed out and everything like that.
Maybe her people went back and finally made a judgment.
Well, it's just funny that, not funny, but it's just the moment I walked out of the office, my wife is texting me saying that so and so is calling her, wanting to come back over and
So
visit.
what did Nicole do?
I told her we need to hold off on that and have a little talk when I get home.
Oh, okay.
And it really upset my wife too, knowing that we almost got caught into this religious cult type thing. I mean, I'm just going to call it a cult. I mean, that's just how I see it. It's no better than the witnesses coming and knocking on your door.
Has she ever been on the? Have you ever caught her online? Has she jumped in to watch your show?
I have no idea.
I hope so.
I don't. I hope
hope
she
so.
is. I hope she is.
Next
I-
time,
I'm-
call in if you have
you know?
something to
Yeah,
say about
call
this
in.
subject.
Let's-
Call in. Don't
you know,
don't hide behind your Bible, your closed doors. Come out. Come on, sit right next to me. We'll talk. I'm not
Right.
going to attack you. We're going to have a civil talk.
Right.
I mean, this is what we do this forum for, is to go out and
Yeah,
have this conversation.
and you got to. That's a pretty damn cowardly way to go about it. Writing in a letter while you're gone
Yeah.
and can't answer it right away, rather than coming to your face. I
Well,
mean,
she might have not known. That's probably a good thing, because his supervisor or boss
Yeah,
saw it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Where otherwise she might not have seen it.
Had I got that, I would have went straight to her.
Good.
I would have
good.
went straight to her
Good.
because, for one, I'm not going to put up with that, and I don't want other people to put up with that. Keep it at your home.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. I don't go around talking
Right.
about this, so therefore,
Believe what you want to believe.
keep your crap to yourself. But the
Live
fact
and
that
let live.
but the fact that she'd been, going over to my desk over a
Period
few
of
months,
time,
a period of time, telling me that I need to pray more, I need to do this, I need to do that, and that, I'm working there because God put me there to be surrounded by a lot of Christian women and staff, and that, you know, they were watching over me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, get away from my desk. You know, just get away.
Well, there's Christians in this group. I
And
believe
there's
in
probably
ghosts.
atheists.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's freaking okay. Who cares?
That's fine.
Who cares?
I don't care. I don't
What?
care. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
who's the atheist? Now you're like, who's the atheist? Let's see.
The bobblehead. The bobblehead. He's atheist.
I wouldn't call myself atheist, but I do love history.
They'd be antagonists.
Right.
I love history, and if you look at it as a historical document, it's so confluted. I mean, it's just jumbled up
Well, I mean,
with
you know,
crazy stories and contradictory and stuff like that.
well, religion itself is based on the fear of the unknown. I mean,
Yeah.
all the teachings are this. I mean, no one's been here for 2,200 years and can tell me exactly what was written. You know, this Bible's been interpreted by many a men.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And so,
And man writing that, and
Right.
none of them a witness to anything that happened. You got to say that was because an apostle or somebody who saw the past with their own
Right.
vision, that they were telling them exactly what happened. But that's like a grapevine effect. You're telling one story, and somebody else is just changing it to create a story. And that's why books were taken out of the Bible. That's
Right.
why the story is not, I would say, correct or complete.
Right. Man, I hate to run everybody's
Yep.
parade, but it's
Yeah.
that time. I mean, this was a great talk, and we can continue this next week, week after next, week after
Sure.
that. I mean,
I'll,
whatever.
I'll let you know what the outcome is.
Yeah, we're definitely.
So-
It's going to be an ongoing thing. I mean, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for that person in a way because they don't realize that they just steal their own fate by being something, letting their own personal beliefs get in the way of their work.
Yeah.
It's a bad move on their part. So, wow, it's too bad.
Yeah.
So, all right, man, let's wrap it up for the evening.
Bring it out. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Whoever tuned in tonight, and okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. Like, share, subscribe,
Maybe
and
that's
you know, make sure you get notified. And we will be back next week. We're gonna have another great show, and you guys have a great week. We will talk to you later.
Absolutely.
See you guys.
Good night.
bye. Good night.